Database Consulting and Custom Design. Today we're going to know FERC, Family Education and Resource Center applicant. And with that, Sanchit, please take it away.
Thank you, Shasha. When the user opens this particular program, initially it shows the main screen with the authorization. And here, user is supposed to capture the username and the password to get the authenticate entry into the application. At this moment, I'm going to enter as an admin. After the user logged in, it shows the main menu, and it displays the client information, announcements, notes, reports, and database administration. When the user clicks the client information, it displays the main screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, there are 7 buttons which controls this form. On the left-hand side, it's showing the client name, gender, consumer, ethnicity, advocate, address, city, zip code, state, last contact, and the status. Basically, this is a non-editable information. On the right-hand side, when we're talking about the buttons, there's an add button, modify, view, refresh, delete, query, print, and return. Add is to add a new information within the system. Modify, to modify the existing information. View, to view the existing information. In this case, the user will not be able to modify the information or edit the information. There's a query button. This button is for the exhaustive query, and with this functionality, user can select or provide multiple criteria and search for the specific information within the provided information. Delete is to delete, refresh to refresh the main screen, and return to come out from the system, come out from the form. For example, the user has to go to a specific record for modifying the information. For example, I'm taking Samantha, selected the Samantha information, I'm going to modify it. The moment the user will click the modify button, it will show the entire information about the client and the associated and the correlated people. In FERC database, the client contacts the FERC and seek the help for the related people. And the related people are further associated with multiple people. So here the chain moves like that. Client is related to, client has related people, and the related people can have associated ones. In this one, once the client information is captured, further we add the related people information. When we double click on the information, it shows the information about the related person. In this one, in this screen, related to a related person, user captures current services, diagnosis details, hospitalization history, and the psychiatric history of a particular related person. Further, user can add a new related person and add the associated people. Apart from that, on the screen, user can capture the information about the interaction with the people, with the client. On what date interaction was made, who was the staff attended that particular call, and what were the issues. Here the FERC provides the support and the solution to the client related to their queries. If we click on the client interaction form, it shows that what MHA staff interacted with the person, what was the interaction date, what was the time, what was the location, and what were the needs, what was the call about, what was the issue, what is the diagnosis, and what are the needs of the client at that moment, what are the services provided, and the details of that one. So further, it also captures the information about the result, that whether the dissatisfaction was there or satisfaction was there. It keeps the entire track about the status. Once this entire information is captured, it is having all the demographic information and the related information. Once it is captured, when we go to the main screen, it also shows the information about the audit trail, that who created the record, who modified the record, who abandoned. Abandoned means logical delete, who deleted the record and recovered the record. These all information are captured within the system. Now I'm coming to the query. Query is an exhaustive search tool where user can provide. These are the multiple criteria on what the user can search for a specific information. Either user can use a one criteria or a multiple in one go and search for the desired information. For example, at this moment I'm giving a very simple search here, Samantha. Show that. I opted for the client name, Samantha A. George, and click the show button, and it displayed the desired result. Now the user can go to the desired result, make the modification or add the information there and come out. Once the modifications are made, when the user refreshes the screen, it automatically brings the record into the native state. So this is the total functionality where the client information is total client information is captured. The related information is captured on the screen. Now closing this particular one, coming out from this one, once the user clicks the return button, it comes to the main menu again. Further, it is having the provision for making the announcement. Here the user can make the announcement for the different people. For example, this is the announcement, what has been made by the admin for group or staff management on what date and what is the message. And once this is generated, it shows the entire information in the notes. So these are the notes where it displays the total information about the messages, where each and every individual on the basis of this exhaustive search can go to a specific record. And search for the information that who created what information on what date and what is the information for that specific person. This can also be printed, and notes information can be printed like this in the form of this report. Now I'm directly coming to the reports. Basically, the entire information, whatsoever, these reports are basically statistical analysis, where on different criteria, user makes the various report on the basis of the information captured on the client information. When the user clicks the reports, it shows the further menu which displays reports here. the contact type and office location analysis, diagnosis analysis, age analysis, ethnicity analysis, biostatics analysis, relationship analysis, most issues, and diagnosis analysis. Screen is displaying the various reports, and when the user clicks on any specific report, initially it displays the total analysis based on the total data available in the system, and it provides the summary, year-wise summary, month-wise summary, and the graph. Apart from that, it also shows the service description. Here, user is having a facility where they can go for an exhaustive search and generate a report based on the criteria provided here. User can select any of the criteria. On that basis, the system generates the report. For example, I gave here meeting site, FERC, and on that basis, the system generated the report, and simultaneously it has generated 4 reports, 1, 2, 3, 4. User can instantly have a look what the outcome of the criteria, what they have provided. Simultaneously, when we process the data, it's on the main screen, it shows the parameters. That current report, what is getting displayed on the screen, is based on what parameters. Once the report is generated, user can go for the selected report for printing purpose. For example, by default it is on the summary. When the user click, it displays the preview of the report where user can print the report as per their directions. The same way, year-wise summary, they can print the year-wise summary, month-wise summary, and the graph. So, and when we refresh, it comes to the native state. The same way with the diagnosis analysis. On the diagnosis analysis, it's showing the diagnosis summary and showing the various diagnoses related to the city, county-wise, state-wise, caregiver-wise, age-wise, graph, age-wise, and graph city-wise. By default, it is showing the entire information. If we have a look to the parameters, it's showing city all, county all, state all, and the start and end date. That means it's from the very beginning to the current status. Here, again, the same process is there. User can process the data based on city, county, and state. If we have a look here, at this moment it is showing the information of Alameda and the Auckland. Now I'm going to process the information about Alameda, show data. Now it is showing information only for Alameda. And if we have a look to other reports, they are all processed and showing the Alameda, state-wise California, caregiver-wise, age-wise, graph city-wise. So the report is processed. Now if a user wants to print, the same results can be printed by the selection of these reports one by one. The moment user say refresh, the reports come to the native state and it shows the entire analysis based on the entire information available within the client data. Now coming to the age analysis. In the age analysis, it is showing the client summary and the consumer summary. The same way, it's showing the county-wise, state-wise, graph, client, graph, consumer, graph combined. Again, it's showing city all, county all, state all, start date all, end date all. Now, if I want to process the information for any specific one, I say Alameda. Now it will show the information about Alameda only. So it is showing one client but no consumer. When we refresh, it shows the information about the entire information available in the table, that how many are there in the Alameda, how many are there in the other cities, and it shows the client and consumer summary on one page. Same way for the county-wise, state-wise, client graph, consumer graph combined. And user can print the report by selecting the report, because information is already ready for the reports. User can select the information, the report, and print it directly to the printer. If they want a graph summary, if they want to print graph, they can get the graphs also. Ethnicity report. It's the same report as we discussed, demonstrated previously, showing the city-wise, county-wise, state-wise, graph client, graph consumer, graph combined. This is ethnicity analysis basically. And the same way, user can select for the various report as per their direction what they want to print. In the process, it shows the city, show data. It shows it on this process. It will show the data that in Alameda, what ethnicity is there, how many people belong to what ethnicity, and the same. All the reports are processed in one go, and the user can print as per their direction. The moment user is refresh, it comes to the new state. Biostatic analysis. In the biostatic information, the FERC is basically looking for the information that on a specific month, how many were the old clients were there, and how much new clients got introduced within that specific month. So it keeps the total count, and gradually it keeps on increasing. As in this one, it's showing the January data, then the February data, then April data. It shows the graphs also, and the same way user can print the graph, and it's also having the processing capabilities where they can have a look on these criteria. Relationship analysis. It shows what sort of relationships are there, and shows the graph for each and every relationship. And here user can again process the information and have a look to the desired results, and can print it directly to the printer. The same way, most pressing issues. It takes the total pressing issues from the client information and provide the report. Here it's issue-wise, city-wise, county-wise, state-wise, consumer-wise, age-wise, graph age, graph city-wise. The same way, it is also having the provision to search on the specifics, on the basis of the specific city, county, state, and within the range of a date. Once it is done, user can generate a report and print as per their directions. So these are the total reports, and these are the statistical analysis provided for the FERC based on the client information they captured in the client information. Now I'm coming back to the client information. Here on this screen there are various drop-down boxes, and here user can capture the information based on the right provided to the user. Administrator is having the total right to introduce the new information on a fly at this place. But apart from that, the system is having a provision to introduce new drop-down information, and which is maintained under the head database administration. In this database administration, we are having an age group, family member, client information, default roles and node, default diagnosis. These are all are the major. These all information are related to the dropouts. For example, if I go to a different diagnosis, it is showing all the different diagnoses maintained within the system. Now, user can add a new diagnosis or can modify the existing one. It is also having a query system where user can search for the information based on the criteria. Once it is achieved, user can modify, view, refresh. Refresh brings the thing to the native state, and it's also having the information about the audit trail, that who created, who modified, and what date. The same way, who abandoned it, who recovered the information. Within the system, the entire information about the users is captured here, and they are provided with the unique username and the password, and their system role, whether they are administrator or the other role they belong to. Now I'm coming back to the role system. In this one, the system has been provided with the defined role admin, user, and accounts, but it is not limited to admin, user, and accounts. User or the administrator of the system can define as much roles based on the criteria what rights they want to provide to a group of users. For example, when we go to the admin and modify, when the screen for the form gets open, it shows all the forms on the left hand side, and on the right hand side these tick boxes where it is having the 7 parameters here. User can add, modify, view, query, delete, recover, print, finalize, and approve. So here the administrator can provide the right to the user on what form, what person, what role is authorized for. For example, if we go to the user, user is having the only right sorry, to view, to query, and to print. When the person who is having a user right will log into the system, will only be able to open a form and where he can view only, modify, query only, and print. But they will never be able to add a record or modify a record. So this is the setup screen where the roles are created and they are further assigned to an individual user. In this one, system role, it displays all the roles. For example, at this moment we are having only 3 roles there: accounts, admin, and user, and we have defined this person as admin. The same way, the different roles can be assigned to various users. So on this way, the application gets the total control that no unauthorized person will be able to change the confidential information within the system. Thank you, Sasha.
That concludes Help4Access's demo of the system. Thank you.